Good morning, and welcome to a brief overview of the DataSleuth custom data source search system. I'm Yosha Puerta, team lead of abstraction, and I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough of what the system is, what's it about, if you don't know yet. So let's just start with the basics. What is it? Well, it's a custom data source search system. Its vision is to provide software developers with a central system from where they can search all the data sources they use from their work, from local files, repositories, wikis, more wikis, databases, and esoteric user-specific data sources, something wacky that no one else has wanted to search before. The system should be extensible, modifiable by a competent developer so that this can also be searched. Currently, we have a secure client. This means that there's one device, application, that anybody could use to search multiple backends. Now, this is important. So you've got this client, this device that anybody can download to search. They can search their own computer, basically their own files, whatever's on their own computer, they can search those after indexing them. But they can also connect to backends that allows other people to provide searchable data. Now, anyone who owns one of these backends has full control over that data. That's very important to us. Allowing any company, any organization who decides to provide searchable data, let's say, for example, software development company wants people to be able to search their standards, their security standards, or some of the information about their different users, information about their clients. All of this should be private and fully controlled by these companies. They can simply set up their own server and allow only their employees to search these. We've got proper security allowing that. But also just someone can set up a server for their friends and allow their, let's say, their family members to search their own computers, parts of their own computers easily. So that's the point of this. And users can currently search local file system, Git repositories, and websites. So this is where the current system is currently, but remember, as I said in the beginning, it's designed so that it can be easily modified so that some weird esoteric data source could also be added. So that's a fundamental part of the system. Anybody who wants to modify the system can and make it more searchable. So why did we build this? So the project was born out of our client becoming frustrated about two specific things and dreaming of the possibility of solving both of them at the same time. No full text search. What this means is you only search, say, the titles of documents when you search your local computer, not the insides of the documents. And no special character search. This means that if you're searching for brackets, plus signs, so on, many search engines will actually, or search systems will actually just ignore those or even break. And then finally, the proprietary problem. There was no open, free-to-use, extensible, full-stack platform out there that could go all the way from the indexing and provide you with a client that's open source and extensible. It's also important that nothing out there was specifically designed to quite easily add an esoteric data source and the processing pipelines for the client and for the backend. Let's just quickly give you examples of these. No local full text search. If I open my own computer, search for the word agents, I will not find it. I'll only find files with the name agent. Let's just go back. I'll only find files with the name agent. I won't find files with the name with the word agent inside. If I use DataSleuth, I will actually find. If I search for special characters on GitHub, brackets like this, I won't find anything. On DataSleuth, you will actually find. Great. Now I'm going to give you a brief overview of the architecture, just so you know what kind of questions you can ask us. But if you want in-depth information about how we got here, please come to the Q&A session. We'd love to explain it to you live. So let's just give you a brief overview of how we were thinking about this. We want to have these very separate systems, especially on indexing and searching, so that we can quite easily test the correctness, and so that we can have well-defined layers and interfaces for security purposes. That really makes security a lot easier. Furthermore, we want quite a lightweight client. Well, okay, a client isn't lightweight, it's quite complex. But we wanted to put everything in the client that we could that would be transferable across all major operating systems with ease. So this is a full Electron build with all of the encryption and so on running there, but the searching itself is offloaded to a server, which makes it a lot easier to very easily even launch a website from our source code, launch applications from our source code, on this client, so that we can do a lot with the client, and so we've got great portability because of that, because we've separated this indexing from this client, even for searching your local computer. But we've solved that in a quite neat way. We actually can bundle the server with the client for users who would like to search their local system. So we can show that to you in live as well. So as you can see, we've basically got a heavy messaging architecture with a client-server distributed system style, service-oriented here. We've got some pipes and filters on the Vault side, and then obviously we're running services. Some of the services are actually running on external machines, and this can even be a cluster of machines. So that's just a brief overview of what the architecture is. I don't want to go into too much detail right now. It can take quite a bunch of time, but just so you know, and you can ask the right kind of questions. Okay, great. Let me just give those who don't know a brief overview of what we can do here. So let's say I'm here on DataSleuth. The heart of everything is actually, let's say, the data sources that I've added. So you can see here, these is a short list of the data sources currently on the system, and it's coming from multiple backends. There's the local backend, there's a remote, and there's a second remote backend. Now, I can search, let's do what we did previously, and go to the search section and search for the word agents. There you see the word agents found, exactly like in our example. Now I can click on this to see more results of the word agent found in this file. You see I searched for agents, but I found agents, so it's got word, it goes to the root of the word and searches for that word. It doesn't search just exactly matching on this. Now, clicking on one of these results then would actually open the file right in the system, still highlighting it, and I can jump between the different results that have been found. I can also open the folder where this was found by clicking on this button, and that just opened on my separate system over here. Okay, then you can see I've got a PDF that was actually found here from the remote, so I can't open the PDF itself and download it now, but I can actually see an extract of it inside the system and read an extracted version of this PDF. Here's just another file. This one is coming from a folder data source. So let me just quickly give you a brief overview of what other features there are on the system without actually going into too much depth. As I'm currently an admin user, I'd be able to add a new user to this backend and invite them to search this remote backend. I can revoke their keys, I can generate new registration keys, and I can remove users. So there's a really nice administration page right here. You can see I can manage my own backends. I can turn off so that I don't search all of them. So if I now search again for agents, I will only find results coming from my local machine. I won't find any results coming from anywhere. I can also change that right here just to make it nice and user-friendly. So just a final showcase of what we can do. Let me show you the nicest feature. On local backends, you can actually add an entire folder. It has a get-ignore style telling you what parts of the folder to not add. I can browse through my folders. Let's do some code folders. Let's add some code. So let's go to my development code, and let's basically add this whole folder. Let's hope I haven't added it before. I can add some tags. Let's just say demo, and let's add this. There we go. Successfully added a data source. Now I'll actually be able to search it. That's some Python code. So let's try just going for 4. That's going to be, I don't actually know what's in that file. But okay, you get the idea. Let's just quickly show you one more thing. Let me say I search for whitelist. That's a function in our source code. So let's say I make a mistake and I don't spell it correctly, and I don't do this one either. Adding tildes after that would allow fuzzy searching, which means the system will actually try to change the word to find what I'm looking for. And here you see I find exactly what I've been looking for. I also find another result, obviously, because it can make more changes than just it can try a bunch of changes to the fuzzy searching, but it's quite high up the correct result. And as you can see, I can also then open this PDF that it found right here and check it out. Obviously, I can also open it as an extracted version like I showed you previously. So that's a brief overview of the kind of things you can do, adding full folders, searching those securely, and adding different users, etc. Please feel free to join the Q&A, go to the downloading section, download your own version of the client, start the server if you're on Windows, You can also ask us to invite you to this Azure server. We can invite you to this Azure server so that you can also search our data currently and play around with the system. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.